1964. Some of you might have been watching the Beatles, others might have been watching Mr. We've got a gentleman who will be doing a little chat, little interview, little conversation with our special guest. Gentleman who's known David for quite a few years, a relatively
not intimately, I'm on that.
Well-respected man in the Monkees field, and also a Beatles expert as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fred Velez. Let's give it for Fred Velez.
Hello, Fred. How are you? That's good. Fred's had me walking around the hallway at the back here for about half an hour, trying to find you lot. It was so civilized we couldn't hear you. And it is true, I did sleep with Georgie Brown after that particular performance. So I just want you to know that. And half the audience too. So, all right, I am standing up. Okay. When did this bus get to Cleveland? That's what I want to know.
Okay, Davey, let's start off here. I want to know a little bit about your early career in England, theater, how you got started in show business.
How am I going to get started in show business? Is that what you just asked me?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Well, I started in England when I was about 13 years old. I was working in television and radio. I did some of the popular shows. A show that sometimes is played over here on public television, a show called Coronation Street. That's where I first started my television career. And then I went on to a couple of other shows, but I decided that show business was not for me. And I actually went into the racing stables to become a jockey, a racehorse jockey. And while I was there, I was introduced to some agents that thought that I would be very good for a part that was open right at that present time in London. And the part was the Artful Dodger, and that was the little guy that you...
So, what was your impressions of them? What was it like being on that same show?
Well, it was the first time that I had ever experienced sort of like the pandemonium and the frantic sort of fan-crazed sort of reaction to an act of any kind. I was on the bus going from the theatre to the Ed Sullivan Theatre, and as we were pulling into the Ed Sullivan backstage area, all of a sudden there was all these sort of like barricades up and all these frantic people screaming and shouting. I thought, oh, they're there for me. Isn't this nice? Because after the show every night in Oliver, there was always like 2 or 3, you know, kids there wanting autographs of the Artful Dodger and the other members of the company. And this was my sort of introduction to signing autographs and being sort of famous. So I thought this was an extension. This was my first television appearance, the Ed Sullivan Show. And then I realized that it wasn't really for me. It was for these 3, 4 long-haired weirdos from Liverpool, England. And it was quite an amazing thing backstage because they had this sort of entourage of people that, in fact, quite a few of them are still, the guy that travels with Ringo is still with him. Now, I understand the guy that was with Paul back in those days is still with Paul. So the people that were looking after them and making sure that they got what they wanted, they were still there and are still there. So that's a wonderful thing. That's a compliment to the guys, really. They've still got a lot of the same people around them. But it was interesting to see the reactions. The first time that Ed Sullivan ever given that amount of time to any particular act, band or otherwise. I don't know whether that was the deal or whether they knew that was the changing times. Not only did they sort of change the format of music, but they also changed the format of television, because if you remember, Elvis did it some years before. They shot him from the waist up. He sang one tune, and that was supposed to be the king of rock and roll. But I think the new kings were born about that time, and I guess the rest is history, and that's why we're all here today. Are there any Americans here today? The thing I love most about you Americans is the way you talk. You talk so funny. It's great. It's lovely. Yeah. I just came in from England the day before yesterday, and I'm I'm a bit jet lagged, but this is going to be a great boost. Looking forward to doing a show tonight for those of you that are going to stick around. I must tell you first off that I am an absolute huge, well not huge, I'm a small Monkey fan and a Beatle fan. I have been for a long, long time, ever since. I have about 6 or 8 of their first albums still in the cellophane, still in the in my music room back home, and I have a number of other artists such as Harry Nilsson and some of the Lennon material still in the cellophane. So I'm a bit of a fan myself, and always been interested in their music and what they did to the music scene.
Hey, Davy.
I love you too. I wouldn't give you one, but I love you. The thing would be, I hadn't really thought of, I'd always thought of myself quite sort of different than the other kids at school. I was always in the school play and things like that. And I always sort of sit around at the school practicing my autograph because I wanted to be in show business. And I thought that this was, you know, when I did the TV and I did the radio shows in England, I thought that was success. I thought that was the top of the bill, you see. But it wasn't until I came to New York, experienced the Broadway situation and the theatre, and then I saw the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I thought, this is interesting. This is a different sort of a thing than I'd ever imagined. I didn't realize people got this frantic. And so I thought I'd like to have a piece of that action. And when we started to talk about putting the Monkees together, which in my mind, when I look back, is really an extension of what the Beatles did on A Hard Day's Night, really. The only difference was that we did it on TV every week, and we incorporated our own material, our songs every week. We put in I'm a Believer, or Last Train to Clarksville, or Davy Believer. They put those songs in the show every week to promote the material. But I obviously had no idea when we first got into it how taxing and how tiring and how demanding it was. It wasn't just all sort of get up there, sing a song, go home, go to the bank, put your money in it, come back, do another one. There's a lot more to it than that, and that's why you'll understand, hopefully, that a lot of artists through their careers they find problems. They have to sometimes, you know, go to drugs, they go to booze, wherever it might be. But really, ideally, if they could be performing 24 hours a day, which is what they would like most to do, then they would be away from all that kind of stuff. It's just it's the pressures of the success, and also the pressures of the responsibility. Because once you become a personality, a celebrity, for some strange reason, you become more attractive, you become more handsome, you become more knowledgeable, you become more intelligent. You're not really, but all these sort of like labels are put onto you, and all of a sudden you've got all these new attributes, you know, that you really don't have. They just come with the title of sort of rock and roll star, you know. But when the Monkees started out, and we obviously did model ourselves after the Beatles, we were like the Beatles originally, in the very beginning, where we were sort of like clean cut. We weren't like the Stones, we weren't like any other band, The Who. A lot of the other bands were a little bit more raunchy, a little bit down and dirty. As time went on, obviously, the Beatles always kept that clean image, you know, the sort of, the kind of criticism they got when they sort of all started having moustaches, and when they all started going off to India to study with the Maharishi and things like that. That was as down and dirty as the Beatles seemed to get. But obviously they did influence the Monkees, and they opened a door for the Monkees, which brought in a younger generation. I think the Beatles sang to the 12, 13, 14-year-olds and up. Well, the Monkees took in an audience of 8, 9, 10-year-olds. The little kids that used to be sort of like keeping their dollars and their quarters in their pockets to buy gum and candy were now saving them up and going out and buying records. Whereas they would never have thought of that before. Their parents would never imagine that an 8, 10-year-old kid would be wanting to listen to records. Well, that's what the Beatles did. They opened the door for the Monkees, and then after the Monkees came the people like Michael Jackson and the Cowsills and Donny Osmonds and all those kind of people. They opened the door to many, many different types of music that people don't even think about. But I feel that that's the way it was, and that's why I'm telling you.